We are live with you, day 3 of our 3-day mindset challenge. I'm so excited to be here with you. We have had just huge success over the last 3 days. We've covered so much between Task Assassin. On day 1, we dove in and looked at just values, and we talked really deeply about integrity on day 1. And we followed through with that when we got into day 2 with the Task Assassin, and just really shifting our mindset to fulfilling what you've committed. And then today was all about shining. And I love this step because truthfully, it's where life becomes fulfilling, especially for anybody who is like a diehard leader and interested in growing in their careers in that capacity, because this is where you start touching people's lives and making an impact. So Justin, tell us your biggest tip for shine.
Let's see, for
Put you on the
shine.
spot.
um, I think for me, it's just sticking to the values and knowing where I want to go, and then trying to working to be that person, even against the grain when every other force is pushing me in a different direction, to go in and say no, this is resonating. This is who I am. So this is who I need to be. This is how I need to show up to this team.
Yeah, I think that's a really valid point, because I think sometimes it's really not easy to be in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
You do have a lot of forces against you sometimes. And sometimes the right thing and the thing that you know is right is not the popular opinion. It's not the one that everyone else is supporting right away. But that's where your character is able to show up. And that's actually, in my opinion, where you actually develop your best followers, because they see you through that time where you were able to take a stand when nobody else was. And it makes a really big difference for loyalty long term, and for actually having that shift where you've inspired someone else and then they're in a position to be able to inspire someone else too. And
Yeah.
that's the part, that the ripple effect, that is amazing.
And just to loop it back to what the original kickoff was about integrity and being true to yourself and being true, yourself true forward,
Yep.
even in the eye of adversity.
I love that. And honestly, the things that we did on day 1 with identifying those values, that lays the foundation for everything that you're talking about right now. And so
Mm-hmm.
I think that's so key in getting to a point where you're able to have that strong integrity and make a difference. So we want to dive in a little bit into showing you. We've shown you a couple steps over the last 3 days. We've taken action that has made a difference, but we want to talk to you about where this is on the path of growing your career, growing your leadership direction. So Justin, do you want to walk us through the roadmap that we want to share with everybody?
Absolutely. Let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. So here we're able to see, let me just make sure you have remote control as well. So this is a kickoff. Obviously, we're here for aspiring executives to get control of their time with a balanced lifestyle by building a high-performance team that eliminates the late nights and the working weekends. Because the reality is, a lot of us are working late nights, we're working weekends in this drive to go ahead and move forward to this carrot that we're going to get ahead if we put in all the work now. And just to show that we don't have to, there's a smarter way to go about it. So we want to break that down for you. And what that looks like is our signature program here, where we take somebody from, coming in, and we just start out as the janitor position of just let's clean everything up, reduce the noise, create the time and space. It's all about creating time and space. And once we do that and we go through the backlog, which we started out with the Task Assassin, that's one of those steps. It's transparency and building the communication and making those things flow, and then setting that mindset and making sure that as we move forward, we're doing it in the right frame. And once we can accomplish that, we've cleared the playing field. We often talk about this as essentially digging the hole in the sand. And this is where we move up to the director position, where we put those barriers in so the sand doesn't come back in. And I think that's where a lot of people miss. And that's what I was missing originally, was either trying to be in the director position or trying to be in the janitor position, and flip-flopping between the two, and then seeing how the one builds on the other and how tightly interwoven they are. So once we're able to kind of clear the playing field, then it comes into, let's build the systems that amplify the time. And this is really where the teamwork comes in, where we start talking about growth and using the values and the vision. And we went through the values this week of how do we set those in a team setting and a family setting that help reduce the noise and keep our plate clean of the things that aren't going to be helping us out. And then through these actions, we're building cadence and trust and encapsulating the director position. Like, we're really focusing on that systems. And then we move up to that CEO mindset of letting time work for you. You've done a lot of work at this point. You've cleared the playing field. You've created the systems. And now it's time to let all that effort that you've done work for you. And this is where Shine comes in, of getting those metrics so you can define how well you're doing, using some tools to showcase your success. I think that's one of the hardest ones, I think, for a lot of us. There's a lot of introverts in this world, and we're going into this workplace where we're judged on how well we show up. And we're doing the work and we're doing really well, but maybe we're not showing up in a way that gets noticed. And so we want to show how, with a minimal effort, you can take some of this stuff that you've done and start showing up really well, not just in your workplace, but globally, and how to broadcast that. And that's how opportunities come, right? It's when preparedness meets opportunity. So we want to make sure that you're prepared for that and can shine forward of the things that you've done, and give you the platform to do so.
So this is so cool, you guys, because in the last 3 days, we touched on components from each of these levels. So one of our very first things that we put into place is the task assassin, because that's so instrumental in being able to just identify what's on your plate, what your priorities are, and how to actually be completely effective at that. And then in that second level, we tackled values and vision. And the values are the foundation for setting your integrity and moving forward. So we've actually structured this so nicely that it aligns with a flow that's going to make a really big difference for your overall success. And then I love going into that CEO mindset where we are able to shine and move forward and actually impact. And I loved, Justin, what you talked about with global impact. That is so cool right now with how the reach that everybody can have. It's just so different than it was 10 years ago or even 5. And that's an opportunity that we really want to take advantage of. And it's something that actually I personally would like to say it's not something I envisioned until in the last year with my own career and my own life. And I never thought I have a really great friend who started creating courses a year ago and doing videos and all kinds of stuff. And I was like, wow, she's amazing. I'm never going to do something like that. But here I am, and I'm able to touch people's lives in a different way than I ever expected. And it's just really neat to see that those are skills that you can develop that actually, from my personal experience, aren't as hard as I imagined them to be. So we have this roadmap that we've found to be incredible and make a huge impact. And that's what we like to share with everybody. So if you have any interest in growing in that way, it's just 9 simple steps. So Justin, go ahead, and I'm sure you had something else to share.
Yeah, definitely. So some of the things that you might be dealing with are dumpster fires. You probably heard us mention this. It's one of my favorite terms. This came up in a meeting, and it hit like that was exactly what I'd experienced in the past of it was this flaming inferno, but it was in such a way that you couldn't dig inside. There was a lot of stuff in there, but it was painful to even look inside of it. So we want to help get away from those late nights, the weekends, and the constant firefighting. This is where your team is constantly bringing you into fighting the fires for them. And a lot of times I went searching for, how do I turn this ship around? How do I fix the team? And all the answers were basically fire fast and hire slow. And it's like, well, I already have a team that I inherited. How do I deal with this? And we were able to make just massive improvements, 40% improvement over 6 months. And the reason I was able to do that was by using these exact tools and techniques, which is why I wanted to share it with more people. The other way this could be manifesting is having arguments. It's either at work, at home. I know I had worked with somebody before who, was at the office till late nights and come in on the weekends, and because he didn't want to be home and have the argument. And that, there's another way. There's a different way around it, and we want to, help people get their lives in control and to be able to show up to your family the way that you wanted to. And it comes down to, like, this really isn't your fault, right? The whole, like, everything has built up into this point, and all the training, like, that I've seen that I had struggled with was, like I said, either cleaning the way or building the system. And it wasn't like all the things didn't stack up right. And so the cards came tumbling down. So this is where we want to help you, like, really separate those out so you can clear the space, build those walls so the other tasks don't just come swarming in. Because what I always found is every time I got more productive and I built some time in my day, it just filled up just right after. And so we want to prevent that for you and show you how to manage that. A lot of the stuff that I've seen was self-improvement, because that's what we can control. It's what we know. We can immediately put things into effect for ourselves. It's harder to put things into effect for our team. And I want to show you the tools and techniques that I use that worked really, really well to bring everybody in line and get us all moving in the same direction, and the momentum that caused. And I love motivation, and we send quotes back and forth. And I have another friend who I send pictures of quotes for all the time, and it's great. I love it, but it's not a strategy. And so we want to show you how to leverage some of that and turn it into actionable items. And so these are literally the exact steps. And we have the framework, everything's built out to get you from point A to point B, and really experiencing a lot of the benefits that we've seen in our past. So it really comes down to, like, we have a choice. I mean, you've been doing things a certain way and you know how to make those happen. We have a couple people here that have a lot of experience of helping either turn teams around or gaining massive efficiencies. Tied to huge organizations. And so we want to help you and your team move forward and ahead. And so we have the choice. I mean, we've given you some tools and, a portion of it. And, there is the opportunity to move forward and do nothing and see where you end up next year. 2020 has been rough. 2021 we're on the cusp of, and we want to make sure that when we move into this new world, this new way of being, that we help people not only, keep their jobs, but excel at their jobs and be able to excel at home too, and be the great parent to their kids, the great spouse to their loved ones, and the great friend. And we want to help people turn their lives around so that 2021 is not a 2020. So
that quote.
Yeah. So head over to meinc.ceo today, and we'll walk you through exactly what this looks like and break it down step by step, and hit the meinc.ceo apply when you're ready. And that'll put you on our calendar so we can talk to you directly and see how we can build your life journey from where you are today and make you the hero, the Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Luke Skywalker, the Frodo Baggins, to make it all the way to the end. The Wonder Woman, heck yeah. I hear that's coming out soon.
It's coming out.
Yeah. I'm excited. That was such a fantastic movie. So yeah, be the hero of your own journey. And we're super excited to help take you to the places that you might not have realized you can go yet.
Absolutely. Thank you, Justin. You guys, this challenge has been so rewarding for us, and seeing the engagement that you guys have brought forth, I love it. So thank you for participating. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions for the future, we are totally open to them because we are here for you. So please let us know any way we can support you on your leadership journey.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you in the group. Cheers.
Absolutely. Cheers.